Hi, everybody. So the countdown did something weird today. So, you saw 9:32, but we're here and we're ready. Hi, everybody. We're here for Listen Deeper on another Wednesday. Thank you for obliging me. Had to start a little later this time, but I'm still here, and we're here to talk about all the things. Talking about all the things I'm super excited about today because I think I think this is pretty clear in the title, but there's one song that I've been listening to all week, and it's funny because ever since I did the breakdown of Mariah Carey's voice is changing. I think that there has been there's been a little lot of activity that's been going on in my brain as it relates to Mariah Carey, and I have personally been waiting for some new music, and it's very interesting because a lot of people have this picture. They have a picture of Mariah Carey in their heads. They either think of her as the picture that's probably there is powerhouse vocalist that sings the house down, right? And what I love about that picture is that it is one side of actually more sides of Mariah that we get to witness and that we get to be a part of. And for me, I wanted to make sure that I especially when I was doing that video, that I clocked into all the sides of Mariah. And I feel like one of the biggest sides of Mariah that's missed is really Mariah the songwriter and just Mariah the music creator. And so we're gonna get into just a little bit of how she crafted some new music for herself, for where her voice is at now, and just I'm really excited about that. But I want to hear about all the people that are in the chat. So if you are coming from near, coming from far, you guys can let me know where you're from. But most importantly, what we're gonna do is we gotta sing our theme song, because it wouldn't be Listen Deeper if we didn't sing our theme song. So what I want you guys to do is to grab your dance emojis, get in the chat, and let's have some fun before we get into breaking down Type Dangerous, Mariah Carey's latest single that I'm super excited about. But we're gonna sing this. We're gonna sing our theme song first. So get out there your dancing emojis, and here we go. Hey, hey, hey! Listen deep. Come on, listen deep. Listen deep. Yeah, yeah. Listen deep. Listen deeper. Listen deep. Oh. Listen deep. Oh well. Oh whoa. Sorry. What did I do? I'm so sorry. Listen deep. I'm so sorry, everybody. That was unplanned. But we're listening deeper, yeah. Go and listen deeper, yeah, 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 yeah. Anyway, welcome to Listen Deeper, where we get to dig into a lot of the pop music that is pop, R&B, gospel. Are really the main genres that we cover here, and we're going to be talking about Type Dangerous today, which is the latest single off of Mariah Carey's upcoming album, MC16, as we're calling it right now. I realized, like I was saying before, I think I didn't realize I was a little bit of a lamb, and I think I sort of kind of am, but yeah, here we are, and of course, if you are hearing something that you've never heard before, what I want you to do is I want you to put that ear emoji in the chat. You guys let me know that you're hearing something, and of course, talk back to me. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about all the things that are happening here on the stream. So I think the main thing that and also in the chat, we also have a poll going on. When were you first introduced to Mariah Carey? Was it pre-emancipation of Mimi? Was it post-emancipation of Mimi? I really want to know. But the thing that really interested me about Type Dangerous was really, firstly, just how modern it felt. It felt like a modern take on Mariah's existing sound. I feel like Mariah has just always been like a super good connoisseur of music. Like she's always like really taken it to like she's just been like like on 1,000 in terms of her music catalog. And so just hearing her pull from her influences and create something fresh was absolutely awesome. And I also found that the song actually drew similarities from another Mariah Carey song. I think if you guys know what song that is, you can put it in the chat. But we'll definitely talk about those similarities as well. But for me, when I first heard the song on the clips that were going around on TikTok, I didn't fully understand it. Partly because I was not hearing it in the meter that it actually is in. But I found it very interesting. When I first started to listen to it and I started to hear the entire package, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so well put together. Like, just in terms of just the 808 that was just in the beginning, just echoing the motif on the guitar, and we'll talk a little about what that motif is, going into the final parts of the chorus. But yeah. Usually what we do on Listen Deeper is we kind of talk about like the chord structure a little bit first to kind of see what the bed is that the lead singer is really jumping in on. And honestly, like I found that the motif and the chords for the song were very interesting to me because it kind of, it's very repetitive, but it's efficient. Just like we were talking about last week with Maya's Case of the X. Whoa, okay, sorry, we got lots of activity going on. But just like we were saying with Mariah Carey's Case of the X, there are a lot of things. Oh, and I'm seeing the dance emojis in the chat. Oh my gosh. But yeah, like just like who am I talking about? Just like Maya's Case of the X, we find that with Type Dangerous, there's small amounts of information that are used repetitively. So the first thing that the first piece of information that gets used is really that motif that's in the 808. So you got the now it's not going to sound like this. Maybe I should make it sound a little more like an 808, but maybe I should have prepared for that. Maybe one day we'll do it that way. And I see EP, I see you in the chat. You had your dance emojis, and you were introduced to Mariah pre-Emancipation of Mimi. I think it was like 10. When was I introduced to Mariah? I was introduced to Mariah properly. I would say my proper intro. You see, I grew up in the church. I wasn't really allowed to listen to anything, but my first true intro was during Rush Hour, listening to Fantasy. Mind you, I didn't watch all of Rush Hour, but that little moment, that little snippet of Fantasy, I knew that song was uberly special, like really, really super special. But I had never heard it before, so I was like, okay, I guess there's a little something going on in all the things. Yeah, that was really my first intro. Then I heard When You Believe, the duet with Mariah Carey, the duet with Whitney Houston, and that was really like my true intro. No, what was my? Yeah, it was probably Fantasy, and then I heard a little bit of Heartbreaker, kind of a little bit. Yeah, let's just say I wasn't introduced to Mariah Carey really super. Like I wasn't like sentient, understanding who she was until really When You Believe, and then afterwards I wasn't listening to secular music again because I grew up in the church, and then it was really at Emancipation of Mimi. From It's Like That I was like, okay, yep, she's that girl. She's absolutely who she thinks she is. But yeah, this motif that's at the beginning of Type Dangerous, I'll play a little bit for you, and then you can kind of hear where she's kind of giving the intro. I love that they kind of introduce with a lot of the auxiliary percussion here, right? Right. Yeah, right. That 808 thing is so cool to me because it's already introducing the like a good production, and a good song is going to give you clues as to what the song is before it actually happens. So you got ba 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 da ba da ba ba da. Right? But because it's an 808, it just sounds like, whoa, it's like this groove that came from God knows where, right? Let's see if I can even I think I can show you. I can show you a little bit on my 808, which probably isn't as good, but it will nonetheless kind of show us what was going on there. So if I pull it up, it should be right here. Where is it? Here it is. There it is. Okay, cool. I think we got it. So let me kind of pull it up here. Yeah, kind of like this, right? Sorry if you have like headphones and that was really loud for you. I apologize. I do apologize. But yeah, for me, it was the introduction of that motif helped to show us a little bit of what was going to be happening in the future, right? So if you listen to it again, right, it's already giving you what's going to happen. Yeah. Right? And then we got the drum fill. Right? And then what happens is we have the guitar that's continuing the same idea that was already there before. And I think there might be a few instruments that are on it as well. But if you listen to under where Mariah is singing, you have. I came in the door, dripped in Balenci, crop leather coat, and some 9-inch. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I need my space, but I'm signing autographs. Right. Dun gung 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 gung. Yeah, right. It's already there, right? And and for me, there's two things that you can really do with there's two ways that you can support a melody. Sometimes people will do it with they'll do it with and I'm just kind of bringing my piano back so I have it on hand, but there's a few ways that people will support a melody. Some people will do it with an existing melody, and some people will do it with chords. And Mariah Carey and the producers of Type Dangerous did both. So you got right, but then when you get to the chorus, you got bum bum, looking for the dangerous type. I like him dangerous. I like him dangerous. Right? Yeah, really cool. I'm trying to figure out what sound this is. We can turn it off anyway. But yeah, exactly. So, and there we go. EP's got the ear emojis because we're covering something that you didn't hear before, which is cool, right? But yeah, it's the same melody that's kind of happening there, which I found really cool. Now let's talk a little bit about the melody that's being chosen here, right? For me, I find it always extremely cool to see how an artist who's had a long career, how they decide to adapt the music that they're singing to what their voice is doing. And so for me, I feel like even going back to Caution, which was 7 years ago at this point, I loved hearing how she was kind of in a lighter mode. This song, however, is very different in that it's showing a different side of Mariah's later voice, where we're hearing her a little bit stronger. Usually, I feel like aesthetically, Mariah's really liked a good whisper. Like she's like, you know what? If I want to whisper the song, we're gonna whisper the song, and it's become a really big part of her aesthetic. But what I love is that we get a different side here, where I came in the door. It's very close, like in terms of register. It's very speaky, and for a lot of fans, they kind of felt like it was kind of rap inspired. To me, a lot of Mariah's music has kind of leaned more towards rap inspired stuff. I'm thinking like stuff like what's the you got Infinity, which was a single for her greatest hits album. You have No, you ain't getting it. Oh, it's up out my face. Sorry, and I always will find some way to reference that song. But yeah, I felt like I felt like the arrangement it was arranged to be in her speaking range, so it felt like she was speaking to you, right? Right now the other thing that's really cool about this melody is the note that's chosen in order to kind of the note that is kind of chosen that's there. And sweet, I got people in the chat. Shout out to EP and Jabari. You guys are lighting up the chat. I love this. People were being really weird about this song, saying she's too old to sing, something like that. Like if you don't sing the song, okay, but to say she's too old for the song that she just wrote that's the thing. I think that that a lot of people think that when you get let me be careful because I'm live and I have to figure how to talk about this. But when you have more anniversaries in your life, so to speak, right? Like it's like a lot of people expect that as you mature as an artist, that you're expected to create to sound quote unquote old, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. I don't understand. It's like you have your influences as you grow up, and you're gonna continue to have those influences as you get older. And what I find with Mariah Carey is that she's always been inventive, and she's always evolved with the times, but has still kept a core hip hop base that's just kind of been naturally in her music. Right, so I'm like, in fact, the song sounds fresh to me. Like it really sounds like a 2020s take on the 90s. Like it really does. Jabari says the song fits well with It's Like That, Get Your Number, and Even Thirsty. Those club melodic storytelling jams. Absolutely, right? And actually, you just named a song that I wanted to kind of draw a reference from, because It's Like That was really the song that it really reminded, that Type Dangerous really reminds me of. And we'll talk a little bit about that, about why in a sec. But back to this note. Right, so the song's in B minor, right? I'm looking for the dangerous type, right? I came in the door, dipping Balenci, da 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 da, right? On a chord, like in B minor, this note that kind of sticks out there, it has this way of creating a little bit of tension that makes you listen to the words for longer. The reason why is because, like, in the chord tones, right, you got the root, the third, the fifth, right, and that note that she sits on, I came in the door, dripped in Balenci, right. You either want to go here or you want to go here, and you want to hear how this note resolves. And as you're hearing how this note resolves, you're listening to the story that's in the lyric. I came in the door, dripping. I can't even really play it. I came in the door, dripped in Balenci, right? So she decides to evolve down, resolve down. But you're also listening to, okay, she came up in the door, dripped in Balenci, and she's got some 9-inch Fendi's. I think those are shoes, I guess. But yeah, it's like, and also lyrically, it is definitely very Mariah. Just in this presentation, I'm not surprised in the slightest in the way that she presents on this song. But yeah, I found that it was it was super, like, again, it's a super really cool take on what Mariah's already done, like all throughout her career. But yeah, that note makes me listen longer in my opinion, and then it also makes it important when the note does resolve. So we find the resolution at the end of those phrases. I need space when I'm signing off autographs and such, right? So let me see, right? Then came in 3, right? Watching no soap. right? I don't have time for the rigmarole, right? And then we get the resolution. So it's a really smart way to kind of be like, okay, let's let people listen for longer. And then there's also ways that she's also pulling on other chord tones to help. Pulling my throat, sort of like the songs I wrote, pulling on the 11 there, songs I wrote, and continuing even into the chorus, where we get, I'm looking for the dangerous type, right? She doesn't even go all the way to looking for the dangerous type, right? That's what we would think she would do. Hi, Shabi. Yo, first of all, I gotta shout out everybody in the chat. Listen, between Jabari, Shabi, and EP, you guys have just been super faithful these past 3 weeks of Listen Deeper. You guys have just been here, and it's been so awesome. Like, I'm really super thankful for you guys just being here and nerding out with me on whatever song I'm talking about. You guys have just been here, so I really do appreciate that. So you shout out to you guys. But yeah, yo, Shavi, and that's the thing about you guys as well. You guys are in my mind as well. Like the chord progression on that chorus, exactly. Yes, we got to get into it a little bit. But before we do, and actually kind of even dovetailing into that, right? We got that same note that kind of pulls into that chorus progression, right? I'm looking for the dangerous time, right? So it kind of, there's an intentional rub there, and then we got the I like him dangerous. Right? So looking for the dangerous type, I like it dangerous, right? So one of the big things that if you're a songwriter, you want to think about, when am I creating resolution or a feeling of resolution in the note that I'm choosing as it rubs against the harmony of the other music? Because when you create resolution, it kind of gives people a sense of relief. The sense of relief that we really get here are at the end of her phrases, to hear a lot of the rhythmic, the lyric choices, like rigmarole, right? But then also when we get to and hi Jason as well. We got some people in the chat. But when we get to looking for the dangerous type, I like him dangerous. That is the true resolution of the whole thing. I like him dangerous. Right? So let's kind of even hear the way that it rubs in the chorus, and just kind of hear it in real time. Okay. Right here. Huh? Yeah, right. I like him dangerous, and even chord progression wise, we still have that note there. I'm looking for the dangerous type. So we got. Now here's the thing. I'm not gonna. I don't think I have the chords exactly, but we have the general idea. So you have the if we're gonna talk in the major key, which is usually the way I talk in terms of the number system, you have a 4 going down to a major 3, going back to that, or right? We have the little 7 here, and we got a little bit of the rub that's on that 9 that's kind of there to kind of make it sound a little bit just a little bit more mysterious. I feel like that was kind of like the theme of the chord progression that was there. It was very mysterious. Anyway, right? EP says also, I loved in the lyric video that she acknowledges that people talk about her vocabulary by using by using rigmarole and putting the definition there. I love that as well. Like I love the acknowledgement that she does. Like there is such a back and forth that she has with the fans, just kind of being like, yes, I know what you guys think of me, and a lot of it is true. Yes, I do use a lot of vocabulary. And Shavi, of course, it's great to be. I'm glad that you're here as well. Yeah, and EP was saying exactly the second verse alone of Heartbreaker belongs in an English lit essay. It's a shame to be so emotionally weak. I don't even know all the lyrics that are there, but Mariah is definitely known for her vocabulary. Mariah Carey, the singer, the songwriter, the intellectual, absolutely. Yo, oh my gosh. But here's the thing. Like, the other thing about about Type Dangerous, like, so first of all, again, we have the verse that kind of creates a lot of tension, and then we have the chorus that kind of release the tension by hitting the chord tones. I like and dangerous, right? And it kind of gives you the it gives you the gives away the actual or it resonates with the home topic. We're talking about danger. I'm looking for the dangerous type. I like him dangerous. So there's a resolution there. So it makes sense, right? Now, can we get into also like I there's a section also in the second verse that I personally was I absolutely loved. Now there are some pulls from some different notes in the second verse that we can get into. But do I know the lyrics? Not yet. I'm not that great. In fact, my wife is the lyric person. I'm more of the melody person. But right? Oh wait, the pre-chorus. I can't. Sorry. I oblige me, because I forgot about the post-chorus. Can we talk about also I felt like this was also experimental in terms of its structure. Like we got that same 808 thing, right? Dangerous. Just continuing to give us, yes, this is the topic. Oh yes, we're talking about danger. Meet me out here. Like, I'm like, yes, absolutely. That's exactly what we're talking about. We're looking. Apparently, she's looking for the dangerous type on today. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but so, and also I don't know, like, for me, I felt like that post chorus also was really like, and I love that you're saying this EP that the post chorus was ethereal. I found it to be very ethereal as well. I found that the post chorus was so not even just well thought out, but it's just the layering. It was just magical to me. Dangerous. Let's kind of listen to it together. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, dangerous. Yep, small little bit of vibrato, and then the so then we get later. Wait. Yeah, and I love the fade out as well. Dangerous. And there's a little bit of a pullback. It was great. I love the little details, right? And then we get a little bit of her talking about all them people that she had to get away from, or that she had to eliminate according to the music video. But for me, and so we're getting her again pulling on that same note to get some what do you call it? To get some just some texture. I feel like there's like some texture there. Right? So we're getting pulled from other places, but still pulling from this same place, but then also starting to lift it. So we got on. Right? Right? Let's rush to the tunnel at a breakneck speed. Right? So now we're getting an extension of that, of a little bit of that tension. Of course, it goes to the 5, so it's not as tense. But against that 9 there, breakneck speed, feel for me, breakneck speed. She's like doing all that she can to avoid this note and then come back. And in fact, we don't really touch the note until probably like going right out of the chorus. So good question, T Smith. We're breaking down the song, so we're talking about the song structure. Welcome to Listen Deeper. So we're like, for me, it's like there is this extension of the tension. Okay, lyrics. An extension of the tension until the very end of the verse. Wait. Dust 'em. No handcuffing. Right? She hasn't hit the note yet. It's like, man. It's like, when are we going to resolve this, right? And then she gives us this nice long phrase. Never. Right? And this why I like I'm dangerous. And so the resolution that we looked for wasn't even at the end. It was found in the chorus. I'll tell you why. Right? The reason why is because that first chord, I like him dangerous, is actually in the chord tones of that first chord in the chorus. So ba ba da, I said I like him dangerous, common note into the next chord that has our one. I'm looking for the dangerous side. I like him dangerous. Right? And then we're also getting some ad-libs from her, right? First of all, like, come on, like, the ad-lib is not dead. Can we talk about that? Like, the ad-lib is far from dead, everybody. I'm looking for the dangerous side. I like him dangerous. I like him dangerous. In fact, let's kind of hear what she does. Right? So I'm so smart. Just a little bit. And then looking for the danger. Yeah, right. So first of all, she anticipates the lyric and then echoes the lyric. I'm looking for the dangerous time, looking for the danger. And what's also great about that is that she's using the same rhythm, but she's simply singing it higher, so it operates as a great melody. Looking for that dangerous time, looking for that danger. Right? It's the same rhythm, except it's just displaced and lifted. Looking for the dangerous time, looking for the danger. Right? Awesome. This is great. Awesome. And okay, let me kind of even hear it as well in the chat. I also feel like she let the instrumentation really shine on this song, as opposed to clouding it with too many background parts and ad-libs. Absolutely. Like, and you guys let me know. I felt like this was sparse. Like this was a very sparse Mariah song. Like, usually we're getting a lot more happening background vocals, but it's not like the background vocals weren't there. We did have harmonies that were happening on little parts in the second verse, right? But this was definitely an instrumentation led song. Absolutely. And Jay Chung, I hear you as well. This song does feel short, but for an intentional reason, and I'll get to it in a moment. And then Kia Ora, hi Kia Ora. 1990s when I first heard Mariah Carey at the age of 11. I'm 46 this year. Totally blessed to have a fan throughout her career, especially at her most ultimate stages. Have been a fan throughout her career, especially at her most ultimate stages. That's awesome. This is great. Oh my gosh. Right, this song was definitely about the groove. I love the consensus of the chat. Right, looking for the dangerous type, looking for the danger. Right, and when we get to where was it? It was breakneck speed. Right, we're talking about the ad-libs. Right. So we got the same melody, the same rhythm that's happening in that counterman. Looking for the danger. Excuse me. And then we have a cool resolution in the ad-lib as well. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I like him dangerous. Right? So it's like it's very choosy about when we're giving away these essential chord tones. Right? Looking for the dangerous type. Not yet. Right? But we got looking for the danger. Sorry. Looking for the danger. And then we hit the chord tone later. And then we also get I like him dangerous. I like him dangerous. Right? That's down there. So we get another resolution there. So it's like dangerous is she's like, listen, the song is called Type Dangerous, and I'm going to hammer it into your skull until you get it. Right? This is great. So again, we're looking for resolution. That's I feel like that's a big part of why it keeps us listening. Now, let's even talk a little bit about like the because there's some really good resolution that's happening also in the very end, because I found that this song, I was like, when I heard a post chorus, I was like, dangerous, right? You know what? Good question, Jay Chung. Did she sample her own songs in Type Dangerous? Well, first of all, I need to shout out the actual sample, which was Eric B is President from Eric B and Rakim. That's why Rakim was at the BET Awards. So she sampled that song. But for me, I felt like there were some references to her other songs. Someone who knows her catalog would probably be a little bit better at this. But there were some places. I think lyrically there were some references. To me, structure-wise, this was It's Like That Part 2. If you ask me, if you were to ask me and you were to ask my opinion, and also, some T Smith asked, what is an 808? An 808 is basically an 808 is like a type of drum pack. It's like a bunch of drum sounds that people would use to kind of sample and create their own drums. But a lot of people will also use it to describe that very low bass sound. So it's kind of the drum that you hear at the beginning of Type Dangerous, but that's really, really low, which when that's doing the bum ba bum bum. So it's kind of right here. Yeah, like that big drum that you hear, that's the 808. Yeah, and for me this was absolutely It's Like That Part 2. I'm gonna give you 2 reasons why. If you listen to It's Like That has a lot of the same structure in terms of its verses. The thing that makes Type Dangerous great is the repetition in its melody. Ba 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 da 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 da. Right? So we have 2 sections, and then we repeat it again. Ba da 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 da. Right? Right? And then you also have that in It's Like That as well, structure wise. I came to have a party, opened up da 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 da. Right, so it's like this A-B call and response in the melody. So it, and also right, so you have that, but then also you have the motif that is in the instrumentals as well. So if we're talking about the very beginning of Type Dangerous, we have the wait, hold on, sorry, ba ba da 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 da, right? And the motif that's in It's Like That, it's the right? So again, we have two instrumentals that are being led by a running motif, right? Hold on, let me just kind of even pull out It's Like That very briefly for those of us that don't know.
This is the point when I need everybody to get to the dance
right?
floor.
Okay, yeah, got it, right? So, and then also in Type Dangerous, you have after that you have some chords that are introduced that are a little bit more flowy right after that more I guess staccato, I guess that shorter motif. So let's see, right? Oh, hold on, let me kind of help. Right, we're here. Right, right, and then in It's Like That, right after the verse, right, it's all short, and then you have right? So you have a lot of sustained moments that are happening after short moments. So for me, this felt like It's Like That part 2. That was just my take. Maybe I don't know if that was the popular take, but that was absolutely my take. Now, the thing that I like that really made Type Dangerous a smart in terms of its what do you call it? In terms of its structure, was really at the end. But right before we discuss that, I want to let you guys know that, of course, if you guys are looking to build your own songs and build your own voices, I am, of course, running Reclaim Your Voice, which is the name of my business, where I help singers to really be able to unlock their singing. So in terms of technique, in terms of unveiling what your sound is, but then also in terms of songwriting, figuring out, what you want to do in that regard. So if you're in a place where you're like, you know what, I really want to be able to do that, you can go to reclaimyourvoice.ca/call and we can have a conversation a little bit about what it actually means to reclaim your voice. What are the things that you're struggling with in terms of your technique, or in terms of discovering your sound? Where are you plateauing, and how we can actually get you further? So yeah, go to reclaimyourvoice.ca/call and we can have a conversation about what really is the next step for unlocking your own artistry. Because I think what's great about a person like Mariah Carey is that she gave other people the permission to be able to express themselves vocally and in terms of songwriting. And so if you're in any of those places and you need help, and you're ready to get some mentorship and some coaching on that, you can go to reclaimyourvoice.ca/call and let's have a conversation about reclaiming your voice. Reclaiming my voice. You guys know what it is. But yeah, let's talk about this last section. This last section for me was the thing that was the money, because it felt like a bridge to me. It was an outro, but it felt like a bridge. And also, it pulled on all of the all that was coming in the intro to make us addicted to it, right? So, okay, so let me kind of show you a little bit. Whoops. That's why. Sorry, that little reliquary right there. Type. Yes, right? And then we get the intro coming in. Again. Oh, yes. Right? So for me, this felt like a bridge that if this were 10 years ago, that thing would not even 10 years ago. If this were 20 years ago, that bridge would have opened up into another ad-lib section where Mariah's wailing, we're probably getting a whistle note, etc. and so forth. But what they said was, we want you to listen to the song again. And so what they did is they put that bridge right at the end, and they also made all of those notes that I was talking about in terms of looking for resolution. They're all over the bridge. As I need someone to step to me. I need someone to step to me. Oh yes. Oh yes. Right? It's like, it's completely different than the rest of it. Right? And I just realized Shabi put in the chat, I also think that Type Dangerous is a kind of sequel to Obsessed as well. Why are you so upset? But this time it's not as obvious as to who it's about. Interesting. You know what? Because I think it's kind of, because Obsessed is very direct in being like throwing shade. Type Dangerous is very like, you know, what's the word? Like, it's like you have to really be listening. Like you're saying, it's not really obvious, the shade, but it's absolutely shady, which is another cool similarity to find in Mariah's music, which is awesome. But yeah, like if you listen to that out bridge, it's crying bridge. Yeah, it was all bridge to me. That was my bridge. And then by the time I finished listening, I was like, it was done. It was all done. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you left me. I felt like I was left hanging. I was so mad. I was like, how could you? Like, I felt betrayed. I felt bamboozled. I was just like, no, I can't believe that we just did this. But at least it's making us wait for the next few songs. I was listening to an interview that Mariah was doing, and she said that on this album there's going to be a duet with Anderson .Paak, which is about to be awesome, because Anderson .Paak is one half of Silk Sonic, and they clean sweeped for they absolutely clean sweeped for Leave the Door Open. So I'm ready for that. Jay Chung is asking, does this song have a chorus? Absolutely it does. So the part that's led by the chords right there, bum bum. Wait, where's my pedal? Sorry. Bum bum. I'm looking for that dangerous type, right? Like I'm dangerous. That's all that the chorus is, right? And it has a lot more space than you would think for a chorus. But I think I can't remember who said it. I think it was Jabari that said that this song is very instrument led. And so because it's so instrument led, we kind of get the instruments doing a little bit of the singing in this regard, right? So honestly, I really enjoyed this song. I think that this song is gonna go far. I personally think this song has potential to go far. I really hope it does. I really hope it does, because I feel like it's a really smart song. And Mr. Beast was in the video, which is kind of cool as well. But yeah, I can't wait to hear a little bit more of what the song has to offer. But yeah, that's all that I got on this song today. But you guys know what the deal is. This is not the end of the conversation about Type Dangerous, because on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, what we do is we take the song that we were breaking down today in Listen Deeper, and we unfold it in what we call Shape the Sound. You probably couldn't hear me, but Shape the Sound is where we get to take ideas that we learned, concepts, whether it be about the tension that was in the notes that were chosen, whether it be the actual song. We take from what we learn in this song to create something new. So I get on one of my DAWs and we start to create something new, and it's really fun because you guys get to see a little bit of the process. Last week we had some fun sampling Maya's Case of the X, and we talked about Maya's Case of the X last week. So if you want to be in on that, you can check out the prior episode of Listen Deeper. And I'm gonna see you guys next week, but I can't let you go without us singing our theme song one more time. All I need you to do is get out your dance emojis, and we're going to celebrate listening deeper to Mariah Carey. Here we go. Hey, yay, yay, yay. Come on and listen deeper. Come on, listen deeper. Ooh, listen deeper. Yeah. Hey, oh, listen deeper. Oh, listen deeper. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you guys on Friday for Shape the Sound and next week for Listen Deeper. I love you all.